Thanks for coming today. The purpose of this press conference generally is to express our disapproval at the way the budget agreement, as it's been evolving, treats the environment. I think, although there's many legislators and many groups here, I think none of us want to see the budget balanced on the back of the environment. I'm happy to see such a broad-based group of legislators, including 3 committee chairs, as well as such a broad-based group of environmental and sportsmen and tourism groups. We do have a long group, so if I miss anybody, please trip up. We have, in no particular, well, I'll mention our leader first, Dave Lebdansky, because he's really been doing the Lowman's work here, Chairman Lebdansky. We also have Chairman Babette Josephs here, Chairman Bob Freeman here. Also in the legislative group, Matt Bradford, Tim Briggs, Larry Curry, Dave Kessler, Steve Saniciero, John Siptroff. Have I missed any legislators? Now we have a wide variety of environmental interest groups here. Jan Jarrett and Steve Stroman are here from Penn Future. Dave Mazur from Penn Environment. Ron Ramsey from the Nature Conservancy. John Walliser from Peck. Matt Royer from Chesapeake Bay Foundation. Jeff Saunders from the Pennsylvania Federation of Sportsmen. Judy Swank from 10,000 Friends of Pennsylvania. Kathy Davis from the Quality Deer Management Incorporated. Andy Loza and Elena Richmond from Pennsylvania Land Trust. Am I missing anybody in this group? Please don't be shy. Generally, I think there are 4 basic problems this group has rallied around, and I think maybe not everyone has jumped on all 4 points, but there are 4 points that seem to be out there, and I'll let each group member sort of give their own individual take on this. The first is with regard to this budget proposal, the excessive number of acreage that seems to be required being put out to lease for Marcellus Shale drilling. The second problematic point is the potential elimination of the oil and gas lease fund. The third is the lack of a Marcellus Shale severance tax to make up for the revenues that this leasing actually is designed to raise. And the fourth is the cutting of the Department of Environmental Protection budget. The problem is information is guarded and it's a moving target, so I'm going to briefly tell you what we do know. With regard to the leasing of state forest land, it's difficult to know right where we are now, but it is believed, I've seen language in the fiscal note that fiscal code bill that had 100,000 acres to be required to be leased in 2009. I believe that's changed. It may now be a revenue amount. We do know that there is some language floating out there that does in fact eliminate the oil and gas lease fund. Where that is in the negotiations, it's not quite clear because, again, the information is guarded. As of Friday, the 3 caucus agreement was reducing the DEP budget to $173 million. Don't know where that is now. I know that the governor's office has said they have not signed on to that number. You've heard from a broad-based group of legislators and environmentalists saying many different things, but I think the primary message is that the interests of the environment are not being reflected in this budget, that the environmentalists have not had a seat at the table, and if budget negotiators want to have the backing and support of those concerned with the environment, we call on them to make the necessary adjustments.